All right, guys, welcome to the daily recap. It's December 2nd, 2019, 11/17/18 market time. I'm gonna mute you, Alex. It's been a while since we did daily recap, so happy Thanksgiving, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome back. Today was actually very hard to wake up. I, I mean, can you imagine eating all the food during the holidays? We're off for like 4 days, 5 days, and then you have to get back to work. So how do you get back to work, guys? You have to just go back to your process. The process begins before you even sit down on your desk, right? Um, the, so it started last night. Last night, what I did was I ate well, I exercised, and I went to bed very early. I got into bed at 9 p.m. By 10, I passed the hell out, and then I woke up. We maintain my form, my routine. It's like a golfer. I keep telling everybody, trading is very much routine and process based. You have to get into a routine, like golfers. That's why you see golfers get into their stance and they do what they need to do. Same thing with NBA players. When they do a free throw, they have their routine because they're doing it over and over and over and over, and so it becomes second nature, it becomes a reflex. And I call that trading like a reflex. But pretty much is a process. It's a routine that you do over and over and over until it becomes second nature to you. The moment I deviate from my process in any fashion, that's when I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? I'm going to make shit on the fly up. And so the process once again begins the day before you even trade. It starts before you even get into your desk. If you're waking up late, you're fucked. Whenever I wake up late, I panic. I don't have time to do my research. I don't have time to do anything. So process is very important. Look at Alex; he's cooking now. So what you see on the screen now, we were adding a webcam. So here's Alex. So keep your clothes on, Alex. So before I start, I want to talk about the zombie rule and why the zombie rule is so important. So CLVS, we'll start with this stock, CLVS. This stock I actually didn't trade. That's because it got restricted at one of my brokers. And when I went to another broker, it was like 20 something cents a share. And I was just like, I was too late. I was like, screw it. And it was already, I was like, you know what? It's my first day back. I took Friday off. So I haven't worked since Wednesday of last week. So it's been almost a week. So I'm kind of rusty. I have not really done research on CLVS. So I said, instead of trying to tackle this, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to mess around with it because I don't want to get myself in trouble. When you feel uncomfortable with the stock, you don't have to trade every stock that moves, guys. You do not have to trade every stock that moves. You stick to your bread and butter, you do your niche or whatever, and you can learn. So what I'm learning about CLVS is this. CLVS, if you take a look at the stock, and we talked about this many, many times, it's been up almost 10 days straight. Forget the 3-day rule. It's just walking up like crazy. You will go bankrupt before any of this thing goes down. So when you see a stock like this, I tell everybody, even since on Wednesday last week, I said the best way to trade a stock like CLVS is to wait for the first red day. When that stock makes the first red move, that's when you can pound it. Okay. Until then, let it do its thing. Do not cherry pick this top. This is all front side. Wait for the backside. Let it exhaust itself. This stock here walked up for almost 10 days, from $7, $6 to 17 plus, right? So let's go back to 3 days on this. And so you notice during pre-market, I told you guys the same exact thing. Wait for the red. Wait for the first day red. Don't fucking fuck around. And so let it do its pre-market thing. So let's actually take a look at this, okay? I'm going to put CLVS into this is a 2-day. And so let me turn to 1 day, intraday. The market opens at 9:30 and it did this thing. It ran up. It just fucking triggered all the stops and it started taking down. It's still not red today. It closed at 14.93. So what happens is this. So you can do a couple things. You can start drawing your lines of support, right? So you're like, you know what, man? This thing is way overview up. And so where would you short? If you wanted to really short something like this, you wait for it to drop under the last major support. In this case, around the $15.50 to $15 to this line. You see what I'm saying? That is the last major support. And that's the same thing from Friday. So here's actually a pivot line. So you can do a couple of things. You can get into a little bit early and then stop out if you want. But the key is, do you feel it's going to go red? And so the red is 14.93. So if you wanted to be really, really safe, you would short it underneath this. And it went down to $14. You just made $1. Save money, or 50 cents or 25 cents, whatever the heck you want to make it done, right? There's a lot of good traders like, hey, congrats, Joe. Let me see. Let me bring this on to show everybody what Joe did. I want to read what he did. So good job, Joe. What I'm going to do is, so let me do this, Joe. Let me bring you on. I am going to unmute you, Joe. Oh, do you have a mic? Hey, Joe.
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Hey, man. Talk about your trade.
Sorry, is mine clear or no?
Yeah, just got to talk a little louder.
Yeah, sorry, my laptop is closed. Let me open it here so the mic gets muffled.
So everyone can read what Joe did. Go ahead, Joe, and we'll wait for you. No big deal.
Mic better now?
Yeah, I want to talk about the mindset and where you entered and why you entered there and exited, etc.
So yeah, it was when I saw the chart, it was very different from prior days. So if you guys look at the daily chart on CLVS and you notice the clear difference between today and the remaining days, is there was a very large gap up today. I think it gapped up like 6.5% or something like that. And then you had the big morning push, which if you look at the prior days was a very, very different setup than price action from everything else in the prior. So if you look at Bao's chart, look at the opening prices on the prior day. See, it grinds at the open and then it breaks that morning high and it continues higher. It continues to grind higher. So right there at the open, you can see that $13 level on his chart, and you can see that it grinds higher. So today, when it gaps up a lot, that to me is what I call basically price exhaustion. The chart was exhausting itself. So really, all I waited for was the volatility to finish, and I was like, and Sam said it too. Me and Sam were in a chat together, and he goes, "Bro, a new low of the day, and this thing is toast. It's going red." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, 1550. That's my line. Like when it breaks that, I go, call me crazy because we don't really say death line in large caps or even mid caps because man, there's no true death line in those charts. It's not like a small cap company, and they don't have to stop." So Bao said it right. He said major support, and I always mix that up. I always will say death line, but it actually is. It's true. Bao said it right. It's major support. So 1550 to me was a major support crack. It had a new low of the day, major support. And again, I waited for that 5-minute close. So if you guys look at my chart that I posted there from the Trader View upload, when you look at that chart, you can see the 5-minute bar closes under 1550. I wait for that close. I shorted there. I started there, and it just proceeded to dump. So I took half off at when I was up about 50 or 60 cents, I believe what it was. And then I took I intended to take another half of my half off at the $14 level, but I accidentally covered everything, which I guess that was the market gods telling me that was the right decision to do. Anyway, but covered into I intended to cover into whole dollar numbers, so half and whole dollar, so the 1450 level and then the 14 level, and just cover along the way, because I think Val mentioned that like 1393 or 1392 or something like that SSR was going to trigger, and it was going to come too far at that point. So I don't remember what the prior close was on CLVS. It was 1493, about 1493.
So this is what I did. I still left the calculator. So it's 1493 times 90% from the SSR. It came out to that. So it never quite reached SSR yet.
Nothing changed.
Yep. And so this is what happened, guys. So Joe said in exhaustion, another word that you may hear often is a blow off top. So they call this the blow off top.
Yep.
And so it blew off twice, actually. Don't laugh. That was 2 blow offs. It was here, but that's how you can make your money. So the closing price, let me see what the closing price for this is. So let's go back to the 3-day chart. It trapped a lot of times, man. Notice this. Oh, there we go, guys. The difference is this. On Friday, it had a blow off top, supposedly, right? It did the same thing, but it never hit red. The closing price was here, guys. The low was what? Here at the open. It never hit red. You see that? It did not go red. So that is the difference between today and Friday. Friday had the same move. It went down and it trapped. You see, it went all the way up, but it peaked at different times too, guys. It peaked at 10:30, where the zombie was supposed to be, right? And so it's like, yo, during the zombie, it tanked down, then worked its way up. So that's why we say I don't want to mess anything during the zombie hours, even though it's a blow off, because you never know. But the easiest trade, once again, is if it went red. It did go red, and so you did the same thing. And then look what happened, guys. At 10:30 on the dot was the low of day. It trapped again. The reason why, okay, this is all hindsight, whatever it may be you call it, there's so many bag holders, man, of shorts. Shorts are fucking trapped. And it does not unwind that easily, guys. This is not a small cap. This is not a small cap pig. This sucker is a mid cap. There's different rules, but then once again, the same rule applies at 10:30. So great job, Joe, on doing that. Are you done?
I'm gonna go review myself.
You want to finish saying what?
Nope, I was done. That's it.
Awesome, great job, Joe. Yeah, I like this new format. But you see what happened, guys? At 10:30, man. If you do not respect this by now, you're gonna blow your account up as a short seller. So how do you take advantage if you're long? It's very scary actually going along. This thing's under red. I wouldn't even touch it, dude. But if you do, set a hard stop. Learn this pattern. Learn this zombie rule pattern. You know, you may, all you need to do is, if you wanted to, just check this out at 10:30 to see how it moves. This is the pivot line. Once it broke the pivot line 1470, get into the long. You would have made money. 1480, get in at 1480. Ride it up. So, but the key is just knowing these areas, knowing the time rules and all that helps you as a short bias trader, as a long bias trader. Once again, 10:30 on the dot. This stuff is just, I mean, I can't make this shit up, right? And so let's see where it topped up. It topped up, here's a 1650 line. Look, it's the same thing, line to line, man. 1550 was a major one. It broke 1550, boom, went all the way back up to 1650. So if you use those lines, the next line would have been what? Like up here at 17. There we go. If you just shorted the 1650 line, you're in the money. Take the money and get the hell out if you want. Any questions, guys, on that? So we see an example of a zombie on a larger type of stock. Phenomenal trade, guys. Good job on that. I'm looking because I got a fancy order fill. I didn't even know I had an order out. So I'll show you what I did right now. Let me finish it because I want people to copy these trades so that you may lose money. So don't copy, just learn, guys. So let's start. Okay, so that was CLVS. What we learned was this: the first day red rule is the easiest trade for these type of stocks. Don't cherry pick the top; you're gonna die. Learn the 10:30 rule. Even though this is the first red day, it bounced off of a 10:30 zombie rule. Always be recognizing those rules, man. Layering your risk parameters. Don't just think that you're in the money $1. This thing just went from $14 to $16.50, man. You're dead. Even if you're in a 1550, the last major support, like Joe said, you wrote it down to 14 and did not take any money off, you're down. You just went from up $1.50 to down $1 a share. How bad of a trader would that fuck your mind up? You're not a bad trader. You just got greedy. And how many times did we get greedy, guys? A lot. So you have to plan your trade. If you don't plan your trade, you're making shit on the fly, you would not cover. Why would you cover a 14.50? Why would you cover any off of 15? Why would you take it off at 14 bucks when you're in at 15.50? You would fucking have held that shit and watch it go up, and you know what? You would have added. I would tell you the mind of a day trader now. This is something that I don't want anybody to do, guys. And this happens to me often when I was earlier in my career because I got very greedy. So what happens is this 15.50 breaks because you're like, oh man, this might be the death day. This might be the death day. It's a blow off top. It's a blow off candle. And so you're like, oh shit, I knew it. I should have gone 17. I knew it. And so you're like, I'm waiting for it goes to 17 bucks. It never goes back up. And you're like, should I hit it at 16? No, it's stabilizing. Oh fuck, now 15.50. You're like, fuck, I'm not gonna hit it. So you hit it at 15 bucks. And you're like, yes, 15 bucks. You made $1 a share. But in your head, you're like, I wish, please go back up so I can add more. Because I was right, but I was so scared to enter any size. If it goes back up, I'm going to put all my account in because this is an easy trade. It's been up 10 days in a row. It went from $6 to 17 bucks. I'm an idiot not to go all in. So as it goes back up from $14 at $14.50 to $14.70, you've already fucking entered most of your account in. And now you're at 15 bucks and you're like, oh fuck, it hit my average. I'm all in. I'm going to use margin. 15.50, fucking use margin. $16, I'm all fucking in. Please pray. 16.50, I just stopped out. I turned a winner into basically now I broke my fucking account. I blew up because you're greedy, you know? So plan your trade, set your orders, and you don't have to do all of it. I staggered the orders, guys, just so that when it hits there so quick, sometimes it goes boom, like this. It went boom. $14 was boom. You would never put it there in real time. It would never hit for you guys. You have to put it in some ahead of time. So I call those fantasy orders. They're fantasy entries and fantasy covers. But the point is, I put them there to make myself not get greedy. How many times you fucking get greedy, you get fucking blown? Everybody that fucking got greedy here started adding at 15.50. That is the miracle fucking area that I wanted, right? So that if I was in this fucking stock and I'm like, oh my God, it hit $14. Please, 15.50. I'm gonna put all my account in. You fucking dead. 15.50, 16.50. That's the fucking is. Why? That trade makes perfect sense, guys. But look at the time. Fucking zombie time, guys. They're able to do this when the volume is nothing. Okay, let's pull up the volume for this. Let's pull up the volume for CLVS. I don't have my volume thing on here, but I'm gonna pull up this. And we are going to see this. Look at the CLVS. Look at the 1030, right? Look at the volume. It's at the lowest. Look at the 1030, guys. Huge volume. Squeezes the volume to nothing. This is how they're able to fucking move this thing up $1. When there's no volume, the algos come in and they fucking just rip your ass up. Oops, I shouldn't be saying that. But all right. But does that make sense, guys? I want to stop talking about that, but now you understand the dangers of the 1030 zombie. If you're shorting, if you're long, use that to your advantage. Use that to your advantage. Or just don't fucking trade it at 1030, right? If you're a short seller. So the makeup trade, like Mike says, is the killer, man. That's what makes people fucking lose their money. This is the tricky fucking shit. It conforms to the chart and it breaks up. And this is what we call the VWAP reclaim as well. So if you're a long bias trader, you can enter on the VWAP reclaim or enter on a break of a major resistance, right? So 1550 was the major resistance break. So you put in a buy at 1580, you can get out at 16. You know, these are the higher probability type of trading. If you're swinging it, intraday swinging, whatever, you have a different thing. But, you know, you always have to use your lines, guys, and you have to use your rules. I don't fuck with shit at the low at 1030. When this shit is a low, I'm not even fucking chasing on the short side. If you want, you do on the you consider a long bounce because you see the volume squeeze, man. This is what it is, man. You see the fucking volume squeeze down to nothing. This is the lowest volume of the day. Then 11 o'clock, the lowest volume of the day, followed by boom. You see that? You have to watch the volume. Look how tight the range is now. Remember how we talk about range, guys? When the range tightens and the volume dies, be fucking careful. I don't want to know. It could either go way up or way down. I'm not in this business to gamble anymore. This is a 50-50 trade at this point. It hits VWAP. If it breaks VWAP, you better get the fuck out, or it can go down. But my point being is like at these low areas, when the volume squeezes down, there's no volume, be careful. We don't really know which direction it's going to go. To be honest, there's no way in hell I thought we'd go to 1670. Everyone will be thinking 1550, it will tank down. But you see what happens? It does the reverse of what people think. Everybody's all fucking in. So it's very easy to squeeze you guys because there's no volume. All right. Any questions on that, guys? We're going to clean that. It's a very important trade. This is I wanted to throw this daily recap because we don't see this often. And we have a very perfect example of a 1030 rule. We have a perfect example of first red. And we have everything. Tricky as hell, man. This is a tricky ass stock, guys. And congratulations for the guys that covered during the zombie hours. Dead bottom zombie hours. That's what we do. We walk the fuck away. All right. Audio still good, guys? Everything's good? Making sure everything's good. So that's a very, very important lesson there. Let's talk about pretty straightforward AKTX, which I fucked up on, of course. So this is a very good lesson as well. Let me play some more fancy words on this one. I'll show you later what I did. Maybe I shouldn't, but fuck. Keep doing it until it doesn't work anymore, right? I'll show you a little bit what I did. It's fun little shit. Here. So we're gonna talk about AKTX. Let's talk about AKTX. AKTX this morning. Let's pull up what I said in the morning about AKTX because that is pretty much what I am going to. We went to this, so let's go to that. So my read on AKTX was pretty dead on. Let me use okay, AKTX. This was at 8:30. It was like, wow, way back then. If anybody has that, can help me. Let me see. Okay, there you go. AKTX. Let's read this, guys. So I shorted AKTX because of the first resistance. So I posted my chart on that. $3 was where I was aiming. And the reason why I'm able to do this is because of this. Remember, I always start from the year and I scale in. So AKTX is 1 year. So I'm looking always at the peaks. Simple as that, guys. So I have the same process every time. Okay, so let's talk about the process, okay? The process what I do is I check, it comes on my scanner. I'm like, what's the news? Okay, there we go. Look at all these fancy ass words, guys. Phase 3. The name of this, pediatric, hemopiotic, stem cell, transplant, FDA. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Well, okay, let's read it again. Phase 3. Look, design. What the fuck? You see what I'm saying? They snuck in this verbiage. All this verbiage just to hide the fact that they don't have shit. They just fucking started to have a piece of paper. They're writing out a process for their phase 3. They're designing it. It's like the Tesla car, right? I'm bash Tesla, but I'm designing a new Tesla fucking armored truck. Doesn't mean it's a real truck. It's a design. And so when you hear this stuff, why are they PRing this? They need money. They need money to start the clinical trial. So I painted that picture in my head. Then I pulled up the filings. The same thing I always do, right, guys? So what I did was I read that news. It said design. I pulled up the chart. I looked at the peaks. Okay. I always go what the current, the most recent one is. So then I zoom into the 6 months. I said, oh, $3, $3.25. So I already predefined my risk. I know that if I enter at $3, be ready to add at 325, because what I did is instead of putting all in at $3, I'm scaling. Okay, so let's take a look at what I did there. And this is going to be the ugliest, worst trade you're ever going to see, guys. But this is, I'm not a perfect trader. I wanted to show you guys this. Look at my fucking shitty ass. At that time, my trades were fucking perfect. I nailed the fucking top. I covered the VWAP perfectly. This is all before the market opened at 9:30. Okay? I'm like, dude, I didn't trade on Friday. I didn't trade since Wednesday. I was very, very excited to get into a trade, and I didn't want to blow my load because I know this is how I fucking lose. I'm like so excited to fucking get all in, and next you know it fucking runs up past 325. I'm already stuck, and then things like that. So I traded very carefully. This is way early pre-market, guys. Way early pre-market. My whole thing is if it tanked under, I will wait for the bounce and get back in. So I had all my orders back up here. It didn't fucking work. It just started taking down. So when the market opened, I could have done this. I could have added here on the bounce, but I was high, man. I was like at the 280 line. This thing was 270. It never made up to my VWAP. I was waiting at the VWAP rejection. It did not make up to the VWAP rejection. So all I could do is watch the thing and cry. Other people chase it. Fantastic. I was like, dude, but I was like, you know what, man? There's two things I could do. I can either try to keep fucking trying to be aggressive with this fucking stock, or I can just let it go and say I fucked up. How the fuck would I even know this thing is going to go from $3 to fucking $2.19? There's no fucking way. I thought they're going to run it one more time, trap people. So at least I'm going to wait back up. And this is the outer lines I'm using, guys. It's the outer lines. And so I played it safe. I made money. I played it safe. I made money. I cry, but what can you do, guys? The best thing you can do is fix your process. This was not part of my process for this. My process was to nail and bail because it's pre-market. How many times Alex and I said this new rule, we're going to fucking nail and bail pre-market? How many times have you got your ass crushed on pre-market shit, right? And so I played it really safe. If I was more in tune, like I've been trading every day, we haven't traded since last Wednesday, man, before Thanksgiving. So I was kind of like, I didn't know the state of the market. You see what I'm saying? So I'm building up my own thing. Like I'm taking it fucking easy today, guys. I'm gonna trade the easy low hangers. This is the hot chick of the day. This was the one that ran. This was not the low hanger. And so I was content to making front side shorts and front side covers. And I call this the first resistance because this is the first major resistance I hit. And so let's read the painting the picture, guys. This will be very important. Painting the picture. How did I paint the picture? So if you go to this, I shorted because of the first resistance, front side short to cover, front side covers. And I did it on the first resistance. And once again, I showed you the chart, how I found the chart for the first resistance line. And then I painted the picture. Remember I talked about exhaustion? This came from low twos right here. It went all the way up to the first, to the major resistance. This is why I call it the first resistance, okay? I played it really safe. I didn't touch the 270. I was like, whole numbers are the best when it comes to $2 stocks. So I waited at $3 because I saw the peak at $3.25. So with that entry at $3, I have room to add. I enter 270. By the time $3.25 comes, I'm already down 50 cents. I'm already fucked. So I played it simple because, man, we have time. If it tanked down, I could short on the bounce. So I'm painting the picture. The picture, once again, is FDA PR. They snuck in the word design. So those are the keywords, kind of things that you're trying to paint the picture. Like, what the hell's going on? They're using all these fancy things. What's their motive? Their motive is to tell you that they're starting this clinical trial. They didn't even start anything. It's a design. They're still in the design phase, man. They're raising money, obviously. And so we always look at a couple things. So we're going to look at, let me see, I'm going to go back to the recap here and see what questions you guys have. But look at the filings one again. Remember, I asked the members, what are the filings? I'm not an expert on filings, so I look and I see a couple of filings, right? I always look for effective first, and I see two, and I see this initial registration. So they're a foreign company, guys. They're doing ADRs, which is so they can trade in the U.S. You can Google all this stuff. I'm not an expert, but I know enough to do what I need to do to assess the stock to see if they're diluting or whatever it may be. So I see this. They register some shares for the ADR. Okay. More importantly, I saw this. I don't know. They sold it all. So I asked someone. Effectiveness right here. And so this corresponds with this. I read it. Ordinary shares, wherever they are in the foreign land. It's represented by 1.3 million shares. So they did some sort of dilution here to raise funds. And let's take a look at what the members replied. So this is what I love, man. I thank the members for this. Look at this, guys. Let me give you guys. Thank you. So this is so whoever wrote this, I go, I don't know what's going on. Any filing experts? And this is why fucking MIC is awesome. I thank you guys. Thank Phil, Cody, Dundee. Dundee says, look, they have warrants. Okay, no wonder they're fucking selling all this shit. No wonder we saw someone sell at $3. It was the warrant sellers, maybe, right? So who knows? Right here. So thank you. I'm not the expert once again on filings. I didn't fucking read all the things. I read enough to know that, dude, something's fishy. I'm painting the picture. I saw FDA design. I saw the chart being rejected last time at the same area, $3 and $3.25. Then someone told me, I checked the filings and it said warrants and all this stuff. Boom. I didn't know that they're gonna fucking never walk it back up. I mean, I could have held some peace, and I could have added here, but I waited for the open. I was hoping the open will jam back up to 270. So I had orders in at the 260, 270, 280, all the way up here. Because when I saw this, I was like, dude, I want fucking in. So I'm scaling all the way in. It never got out. At the open at 9:30, didn't bounce, died more, game over. That's because it breached the death line. The death line was breached. Let's see what the death line was. The death line, remember, is always the last major support, which will be here. So it's at the 250s. So under 250 was the death line. And we always said this, guys. The death line is a great indication, a great indicator. Once stocks breaches the death line, every long is underwater. Every long is hoping for every single bounce to get the hell out. Every short is hoping for every bounce to get back, to get into the short. And so that's why when it breaches the death line, very hard for it to bounce back up. I've seen maybe 10% at the most that death line gets saved. Hardly ever. It's only on nano floats. And remember what I said in chat, guys. AKTX. What is the float on it? Float is a very important thing. Don't let people fucking try to tell you float is not important. Float is fucking key, man. Float is key to small caps, key to everything we trade in small caps. It determines how much the stock runs and how the availability and liquidity. 10 million. I love this kind of size. It's not 2 million, not 1 million, not under 1 million. Those you gotta be careful. Those are the ones that they can save the death line. Huge floats, like 100 float is very hard. This one is a sweet spot. I love this because it's the float is not too big, so that it can run very, very rapidly, like from $2 to $3. But at the same time, it's so big that it's hard for them to save the death line. They would have to buy up 10 million shares, which they don't. But combine that with the news, combine that with the filings, we come with a picture of this. The death line tells it all. Do not enter the fucking death line. So I was waiting, man, at this fucking line. It never bounced enough. It bounced basically like a couple cents. So there's no chance for me to get in unless I hit it. So if I was trading 4 other stocks, guys. So I was not focused on this. Remember I said, focus on one, nail the hell out of it versus trying to trade every stock and losing money. Let me see what I have. Okay, good. I don't have any of that open. So let me see. Let me check the questions here. Okay, so you focus on this. It breaches the death line. The way I trade the death line is this, guys. If I was focused on death line, I would hit some at the break of the death line to see if it doesn't bounce back up, right? I hit some, and then I add, okay? I don't fucking go all in on the death line because it could go back up 10 cents, and then it'll drop back up later. So I am looking to see if it's a true death line. James is great with this, guys. James is great. James tracks these, and he slams the bid. He slams the bid on the death line, and he'll add on bounces. And that's the way that I would trade it if I focus on this 100%. I had my fancy orders up here. I was like, you know what, forget it. I don't want to mess around with it. And so I stopped trading it. Look at this. This is, this is horrible. But at that time, if this thing had reclaimed and went back up, I would look like a genius. The only way to trade this is once 255 breaks, slam it right here. Slam some here, wait for the bounce, add some, and write it down. That is how you trade death lines. I waited for a pop up, and then I was in maybe within only like less than 10 shares of hitting it, but it never went back up. It never bounced more than 10 cents. It never bounced, and so it's like I don't want to keep hitting it down here. I kept waiting. So that was my error, but I always err in the side of caution. I'd rather be safe and not make money than to fucking have a poor entry and lose money. So I said, fuck it. And I made my money. Get the fuck out. Sure, I'll have a ton of money, but it is what it is. So that's AKTX, guys. Let's see what else I traded. BAMI. BIM. Here we go. I missed this. It went so fast during the open. And my rule when stocks run like this during the open, I did not plan it. I did not plan my trade. I am not going to get in out of pure greed. If I had shorted this thing at $4, a whole number, I would have been dead. When 450, I'm dead. So my whole plan now ongoing is to not trade stocks I have not planned. I'm not just going to randomly throw stuff out without planning. And so what I did was I used this time to wait for it to move back up. You see that? So I used the 360 line, which is the VWAP area. And actually, I don't even know about VWAP, man. I don't use VWAP as much. I look at it, but I'm using my lines from the charts. So I use a lot of pre-market data to determine where my spots are, my lines are. And so look at this. Look at this huge line here, guys. Huge resistance here, pre-market. All the same area. See that, guys? You draw it across. That's all I did. Nothing fancy I did. I just used that, and I went small size. I was ready for it to pop up. I'm hoping it pop up. It didn't pop up. And I told you at 10:30, I got the fuck out. I did my scalps. I got the fuck out 10:30. It goes up. It goes up. It doesn't go up. It doesn't go up. Remember, these all add up, man. I'm not here to be the hero, chasing this thing on the top, covering the bottom, riding it all day. I'm playing the safe way as much as possible. This is a day one. It could be a killer, man. Let's take a look at BME, man. Here, once again, you do your analysis, right? 3 million shares float, dude. This thing went up to $12 last time. You see, I gotta be scared of BME. You see this? Oh my God, man! This thing, it's scary. 3 million. It's not 10 million. 3 million, and that's why I played it really safe. CanF. CanF right here. I used yesterday, the previous trading days, resistance at 360 line, and let me see what I did. This is a little FOMO. I was like, so I used here first, knowing that I'll add a 360. It never hit. I only had a very small starter size that I covered. It was very hard, guys, to enter this stock. It was SSR. Okay, how do I tell if something's SSR? It's just right here on the DOS, SSR. So as an SSR, I couldn't slam the bid. I couldn't slam anything. I can only short it on the uptick, on the offer. And so that's why it makes it really hard. So I wanted to slam more, but I couldn't get any more size. Same things here. So it had to come to me. And so it came to me again at the same line, and I stopped. I stopped at 10:30. 10:30. Once again, the zombie rule, 10:30. Look at the low, guys. I got the low right here at 1030. What did it do at 1030? Fucking, what's the price now? 356. This was at 320s. This 1030 zombie thing, man. I mean, respect it, guys. There's a reason. I made my money, got the fuck out. If it goes back down, it goes back down. I'm cool, man. I'm not here to make the ultimate money in one day. Okay? I'm going to make rich through consistency. I'm not going to become rich overnight. And look what happened. It reclaimed VWAP and walked all the way up. So if you are a long bias trader, VWAP reclaim during zombie hours is a huge advantage. This is the opposite of Deathline. Deathline is huge for short sellers. VWAP reclaim during zombie hours is huge for long-sided, long bias traders. Reclaim the VWAP. Stabilize. Started walking up and killing everybody. Killing all the stubborn shorts. Do I slam the bid? I slam the bid on a Deathline breach, on a major support breach, and then I add. I don't slam the whole size. I slam enough just to get in, because sometimes it just fucking goes down and then back goes up. I slam so I can get in, and then I'll add. This is not a Deathline breach. I'm just waiting here, and 10:30 I stop. Once again, 10:30 rule saved me, so I made money on the stock. Let's take a look at HEPA now. HEPA. Look at KNF. 10:30 was the exact bottom, guys. I covered that shit at 10:30. If I didn't do that, I'm fucking smoked. And once again, housekeeping, maintenance is very important. Make sure you cancel your open orders. Don't fucking forget. I have a fucking stack of open fantasy orders like this that doesn't fill. I need to take them off. I need to fucking remove them. I need to get rid of the orders. I need to cancel the orders. Don't fucking look. You leave it. They're gonna come to you, man. They're going to fucking come to you. And I'm just fucking around with this small. Let me see. I might just fucking cancel this shit, but let's do it. Oh, RMP. Let's do that real quick. That's a cool one. Actually, let me do HEPA real quick. HEPA, I fucked up too, so let's talk about how I fucked up HEPA. This is straight off of the watch list. There's a line of 750, which I did right here. I started to scale around 740, 750. So 759 was the pivot line here. So I did kind of like the 750s line. So that's what I did. I never think it's gonna freaking tank like this, guys. I never bounce. I mean, dude, today was like, there's nothing that bounced for me to get back in. And so I got some off. I knew the VWAP at $7. I was like, okay, then I'm gonna wait some when it bounces. Never did, man. When it opened up, it just yanked. Game over for me. I could have chased it, but I said, screw it. It's funny. Alex is cooking. Alex is cooking. Well, I'm just a daily recap. It's fucking funny, guys. I love it. I see, guys. Cooking with Alex.
Yo, you hungry, bro? I got plenty here for you.
Oh my god, dude. I'm hungry for some fucking shares of these stocks that don't bounce, bro.
Bro, it's fucking noon, dude. You shouldn't be trading at all.
No, this is the FOMO from the morning. I'm not touching Canada.
It doesn't matter what excuse you give it, bro.
Oh wait, let me cancel this shit. Why not? Let me go in one more time. So let's go to RMP. Let's see what the hell I did RMP. I did last time. Is it worth it? Fucking 20 cents. But the thing is, like, there's such a big resistance here at 550 line that, you know, I keep doing it like it's a challenge trade until it doesn't work anymore. And I only do 1,000 shares. See, I'll make $200 if it goes down 20. You know, each one of these are 1,000 shares. And so it's like, you know, just small shit, but it adds up, man. It adds up. Yep, I'm thirsty because of this. Because of this, guys. Let me bring up Alex's. I did not have shares of ASLM. You guys know HEPA. We don't need to talk about that, right? I thought it was going to bounce. It didn't. But once again, the entries are important. Once the entries are good, it's up to you to how to exit. Look at this CanF, man. dude, I'm telling you, the 1030 rule saves so much. Oh my God, guys. Look at Ken F. Oh my goodness. If you did not fucking, and it's SSR. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see. Look at this, guys. I don't even want to fucking say anything, guys. Ken F. Volume is sucky. Illiquid. 1030 on the dot. I said this. I warned everybody. Be careful. SSR. You see, I'm painting the picture myself. I'm adding all this information here. Be careful. Why be careful? Volume sucks. It's illiquid. SSR. Zombie hours. I'm fucking done. Once again, I'm a short bias trader. If you're a long bias trader, boom. When I warn, you should start to look to go long. When I warn not to short, start to look to go long. If fucking every time I warn, it's fucking doing this shit. Maybe one day I'll be a better trader and actually enter it, but I did. I had to do the day recap. I can make excuses all I want. I'm staying in a hotel with bad Wi-Fi. I got a hangover, whatever I need to make myself feel better. But you know what, man? This is the problem. The problem is if you get the coulda, shoulda, woulda, next time you're gonna deviate from your process, you're gonna lose. I made fucking like mortgage money in like an hour of trading, you know? It's like, what more I need? I do this every single day. It adds up. It adds up, guys. And this is just trading small size. I have another account too, which I trade too. So, but 1030. And then ASLN, it doesn't have the thing. So let me bring back Alex now. You ready? Hey, you want to eat, Alex? I will talk for a couple minutes, and then when you're done eating, I'll bring you on. Keep eating, man. I'm fucking starving, bro. Fucking look at you eat. FOMO on your food. I want to stop here real quick, guys. Any questions so far, guys? Any questions on what we did? On any of these stocks that we went over? Any questions so far? Made money on every trade. They add up. Trading the process. Stopping at the zombie hours. Any questions, guys? Let me go to the daily recap room and let's see what questions. When you enter, okay, let me go back to this. When you enter pre-market, how do you decide on position size so that your orders don't influence price? I mean, I just answer. It's up to you. I mean, you ask that. How do you determine? You already know. It's pretty rhetorical. If you put a giant order in, you're gonna influence. But if you put 1,000 shares and you hide it, like I do, it doesn't really affect anything. You have to trade for the size of the liquidity once again. So it's experience, guys. There's no rule of thumb. I mean, if I see, even if let's say the thing is, do I really want to get in large size when there's only, let's say, 30,000 shares traded or 2,000 shares traded or 200 shares traded? The less shares traded during pre-market, the less size I use. If the stock is trading 2 million shares pre-market, it's called liquidity. I can get in and out, and so I can size more. But if there's only 500 shares, I'm just waiting. I wouldn't even touch the stock that's 500 shares pre-market traded. I'm waiting. The thing is, so I'm waiting. So what I do is this. Let's say at pre-market it was at 750. I'm just making it up. 750 is the area I wanted to get in, but only have like 1,000 shares traded. I would not hit it. I'd be waiting at $8. I'm always waiting at the next line if the stock has shitty volume, shitty liquidity. I do not enter right away, even though that's a major line. Right? This is a major line, 759. I would be waiting $8 because it's just no point. It's just too thin. It can rip you up real fast. I'm not here to take a gamble. Even if I'm right, how can I get out? Right? And so when I noticed Ken F, it was SSR. It was very low volume traded, man. It was like fucking tiny ass volume traded. And so I just kept it really small. Did that answer your question?
All right, I'm ready, Bow.
All right, man.
All right, so let me talk about ASLN. You have a chart up there, right?
Let me bring up ASLN right here. Okay.
All right, so The reason why I was interested in ASLN today is a couple of reasons. So number one is this. Number one is that the stock has been running up like crazy for the past couple of days. And today they released news, right? Today was phase 1 news. So like everyone knows, a phase 1 news trial isn't as important as a phase 3 trial. So that was number one. I thought that because the stock ran up so much and because they released a PR today, that today was going to be the sell the news day. And that was kind of my thesis for the overall trade. And then coming into the morning, I saw that borrows were expensive and there wasn't much available. So I got around 4,000 shares from Cobra really early in the morning, 8 in the morning or 8:30 in the morning, whatever the hell it was. And I located it, and it was 7 cents a share when I located it. And then they ran out, and then I think the price at other brokers was like 35 cents a share. So immediately what that told me is this. Not only one, is the borrow hard to get, it's also expensive. So only the professional type of people are going to be confident enough to pay 30 cents a share locate. So if you locate 1,000 shares, you have to pay $300. So only people that have traded this setup in the past a bunch of times are going to take that stock, and all like the newbie type style traders are going to avoid it because they can't afford to pay the locate. So here I had a thesis coupled with a different idea that, okay, locates are scarce and the stock is probably going to be a sell the news scenario today. But I didn't want to kind of get involved too early on it. I wanted it to kind of prove itself first. And in the morning, it rejected $7, which is a whole dollar mark. So I took a small short at 7.
You post your chart into day recap, then I can show everybody.
Yeah, give me a sec. Let me go back to my office. So, 1 second. So what I did was, also before I go back into my office, let me show you. New Jersey's snowing right now. So what I did was I was shorting some at $7, and my plan was to cover above 710 if I was wrong, or slowly scale into my winner. And what I ended up doing is at the open, I got at the open, I covered at 931 at $6.20. And the reason why I did that is I wanted to be able to lock in some profits just in case something went wrong, just in case something bad happens. And that's kind of what really saved me today. So just because you're in a stock and you are confident in the stock, and just because you feel like everything is going to go right, doesn't mean that you hold all day and you hold all day and you just wait. I want to be able to lock in some profits so that in the off chance that something does go wrong, I have some money locked in, I've taken some risk off the table, and I'm more comfortable. So at ASLN, I started adding back around 9:32 and 9:33 and 9:34 a.m. because I felt that, okay, this thing is going to reject VWAP. I'm going to get back in. But because I covered, half of my size at 620, I only had half left.
Pull up your chart, Alice. Let's walk it through. It's very hard when we can't see your chart. And you can start over because it's hard to follow at all.
Yep, give me a sec. My fucking platform isn't opening right now. Give me a sec. I'm getting a wrong password error. Give me a second. I'm fucking stuck out here. Give me a second. While I try to figure that out, give me a second. So what ended up happening is I was reshorting it. I was reshorting it on the bounce, and I got stuck, right? I got stuck.
Wait, Alex, did it go through? Let me post it first.
No, I can't get into my platform. I'm just trying to still log in. I'm getting a wrong password.
Let me see. Did you post the chart anywhere? I can go get it from
might have posted the chart recaps, but I think I'm still waiting to post my other charts. Let me check. I have my AKTX chart up there.
Do the ASLN.
Yeah. As soon as my platform opens up, I'll put it up there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but the long story short of it was that I was wrong. I was wrong on the reshort. I was 100% wrong. And because I covered half my position, I was more comfortable with eating my loss. And I ate my loss at fucking high of the day almost. I covered out at like $8, and that was just to fucking manage my risk because
let's I think we should wait because this is a very good lesson. I want you to walk people through the chart.
Yeah,
Because what Alex did was he took the loss, man. Not many people would take the loss, but by him taking the loss, it freed up his mental capital to re-enter the bank.
Yep. I just messaged the guys at Cobra too.
You can't log in? You missed your password?
I think when they fucking locked me out for the day, they actually like locked me the fuck out. I'm serious.
You don't need to do that, man. You're experienced enough. I think stop wasting their time. You're not gonna get back in.
I need to do it. If I don't do it, I'm fucked.
Maybe that's true. Everybody has their
they literally
you're like itching and shit. You see how hard it is? So what Alex did is this, guys. He called up Cobra to lock his account so that he can't get in, even if he wanted to get in. And so he has to go through all these hoops to get into the account. And so now it's been like 10 minutes. And so the stock has already done what is you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a calm down. It helped him calm down and made him think, does he really want to get back in? Because I'm fucking still trading. And I'm like,
yeah, exactly. And like the thing with me is that like I treat this shit sometimes as, I think of it as a casino analogy. So the longer I'm in the fucking casino, the longer I'm in the fucking market with everything open, the more I'm going to be like fucking bow and scalp around and find random trades. So like Val says, if he's just losing, $1,000 a day screwing around, just like off the P&L that he's already making, if I'm just not screwing around, I'm going to make an extra 20 grand a month. So that's why I try to lock myself out, and I literally can't fucking get back in right now.
That is seriously one of a huge issue I have, because $1,000, whatever. But then over time, it adds up, man. Even like $100 fucking around. Why are you fucking around? Because you're bored, go online shopping today. Cyber Monday is cheaper to go online shopping, right? Someone said, Alex, to ask Dan or Chris to send you this. You see, even an experienced a trader like Alex, he called him up to block him out. This is great, man. This is how he fucking protects his gains. You imagine not giving back any fucking money? I mean, like, fuck, dude. You imagine how long I traded 20 years and I fucking never, if I never gave back fucking money, how much more money I would have?
I have to reset my password now because I did the wrong login.
See, so everybody wants to make an extra money, but then when I'm tracking my stuff, the zombie is what kills me, man. It's like the times that I do make extra money during the zombie hours, I'm making a little bit of money scalping. But when I'm losing, I'm fucking getting killed like CLVS, right? And so listen to what we were saying. Alex started later, so I've been telling him all this stuff that I fucked up on, and so he doesn't have to make the same mistakes. So now Alex is telling you guys not to do it. So you guys are already saving money by fucking realizing if you're short selling, if you are short selling, 1030 zombie, get the fuck out. Be very fucking careful. Set hard stop. The key is hard stops. I never use hard stops because no one taught me hard stops. You can trade anything you want during any time of the period you want, but use hard stops. So if you have entered 550, use a hard stop to get out of 1580, and you'll be okay. You won't get stuck at 1650. So if you want to fucking do all the shit you want to do during zombie hours, breaking rules, at least put on a condom. Put on a fucking hard stop. I call the hard stop a fucking condom. You can go fuck anybody you fucking want in any brothel, in any dirty shit you fucking want, even though we tell you, do not fucking do it. You're going to get fucking disease. You're going to get STD. Don't do it. But there are many guys out there that will do it, but at least use a hard stop. You can do anything you want. Just protect yourself. Okay, that's pretty dirty, but I don't want you guys to fucking enter at 550, blow your fucking account at 1650, guys. That's the last thing I don't want you guys to do. Now we're just waiting around for the screenshot because this is a very important lesson. I want Alex to show you what he did on this stock because most people would fucking get their ass killed and not enter back because he's using stops. Did you use a hard stop or a mental stop, Alex?
I use a hard stop.
See? That is what he's doing. He's making that part of his process, guys.
Yep. All right. I am getting back in right now, but my charts are not fucking working.
Any questions that I can answer, guys? In the room? Pretty straightforward, right, guys? Today I traded the low hangers. I used the lines. I entered the lines. I exited. I'm done. I traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocks. It added up. Done. Alex fucking did great on ASLN. You know, that's all you do, man. You take the trades that you are comfortable with, guys. I did not have any shorts locates on that, so I passed it up. Even if I had short locates on it, maybe I'd be scared. I'd be scared to enter it because you know what? I did not trade it in on Friday. I didn't do research. Who knows? But my point being is it's okay. It's okay to miss a trade. You do not have to enter every freaking trade. Yet it's better to focus on one stock and nail that stock and make your money for the day and get the hell out than it is to try to trade every single stock. What today I did was I put a bunch of low-hanging fantasy orders out and they hit. And whatever hits, I focus on that and then I trade on that.
All right. Well, my chart's not working, so I'm just trying to point out.
Then can you take my screen and show what we did here? Take my mouse. Can you take over the mouse? I don't know how to do that. Let me see.
What I'm doing is I'm going right now and I'm kind of drawing it in. So give me like 2 more seconds.
Okay, no problem, man. That's even better. But look at CLVS, guys. 1030 zombie. CANF 1030 zombie. 2 stocks right there that if you freaking went in, you're dead. ASLN ORMP.
All right, this is me kind of drawing it into the paint thing, and then I'll explain it once everyone sees it. All right, so I put it into the daily recap, and let's take it from there. So the first circle on the left is around. That is around.
Let me put this in here, guys.
Yeah, my fucking chart is not like everything's fucking bugging out.
This is great. What you did was great. Let me put it onto a bigger screen, guys. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna put it into a paint, and then I'm gonna show you guys, and then he can.
Yep.
There you go. Let me do this, Alex. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your ASLN.
Okay, so the way I'm going to explain it is very simple. So I shorted that $7 line right at the open. I got $6.99, and I shorted with basically a 30% position. It was like 1,500 shares or something like that, 2,000 shares.
So the red are the shorts, the greens are the covers.
Yep. So as soon as I'm up, anytime I'm up instantly on a stock, no matter what, I'm taking some money off. That's just a habit that I have. If I'm up after a minute or 2 minutes, I take some money off just to protect myself. So as soon as it dumped after I shorted at 7, I covered half at 620. And then at this point, I got like a little bit more confident, and I said, all right, I'm going to short pops near 650, and I'm going to take it from there. So I shorted back what I covered at 650 from 620. And my hard stop was around, I think I put it at 740 or 750, and it didn't hit until almost 780 or $8 because I had a market stop. So here I am. I was already up like $1,000 on the day, and then now I'm down $2,000 on the day because I stopped out right at the high of the day. And if you notice, the high of the day is also where pre-market topped out, and also where you posted your chart value, the $8 level from the daily chart. You know, so I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, I just screwed it up. Like I covered, but whatever. So after you take a loss, the hardest part for me personally is that like I want to get back in.
This is what happened here. So you take a look at the 2-year chart, $8 historical. So that's what they fucked everybody up, man. Not just Alex. Alex did right. He had.
I had to get out, man. I just had to get out. I put my stop in there, and then I let the stop take care of it. So I stopped out right at the high of the day, and now I'm down $2,000 on the day. I'm a little bit pissed, but I told myself, look, the only way I am getting back in is if this stock tanks and then bounces. And when I saw that big ass stuff candle from $8 to $6 at 940, I was like, I'm waiting for a bounce, and I'll reshort the bounce. And then what ended up happening is I bounced back up to 655, and then I mentioned in the room, I'll post it right here, that I reshorted some at 655. And my plan was this. I want to stay 30% size until the stock broke $6. And then when it broke $6, I would size in and add to my winner. And if you look at the chart that I posted, you see that when it bounced towards 650, I took some off. I mean, I took some on, and then as it started to fade, when $6 broke, I added some size, and then immediately on that wash candle, when I was up 50 cents a share more, I took the money and I literally ran away. And the reason why I did that is because if you look at that time, that candle was at 10:24. So I had 6 more minutes until zombie time. So I told myself, it's zombie time. The stock just washed out. I'm going to get the fuck out of there to protect myself. And then the stock kind of bounced and did its all bullshit from there. So, I mean, the thing that I'm proud of on this trade specifically is that stopped out the right way, took my loss and was a little bit pissed, but I refocused. And then I made a plan. What happens when it tanks? And then that plan came to fruition. I shorted. And then immediately when I was up 1 or 2 minutes later, I didn't say to myself, okay, this stock is going red now. I'm going to hold it all day. I was like, look, this was my trade. This was my plan. I took the fucking money and I ran.
So I'm gonna give a bravo to Alex. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of when you're up in the money like this, and then you get fucking swept into the top. He did a stop at $7.50. It filled him at the top at $8. A lot of people would get so fucking pissed off. You know what they would do? They would go, I fucked up. This is not a short, it's a long. They would go back in and actually start buying on the long.
Yep.
Because they're like, I'm going to switch biases. I'm going to tell you something about switching biases. It's for noobs. It's for guys that fucking are just pure like fucking scalper guys that just react on the thing. They have no plan. They're going up and down. They're scalping for 10 cents, 2 cents, whatever the fuck it may be. Do not switch biases. If you got your bias wrong, stop trading for the day on that stock.
Yep.
Because you've done your homework.
That's a really good thing, man. I got a PM on that today, actually. One of the members said that he was short ASLN in the morning. And then when it squeezed up to $8, he thought it was going to be a black swan. So he bought it. And then he got stopped out on the long too. So he got stopped out on the short. Then he got stopped out on the long, which exhausted himself from actually focusing on the real short. So just because a stock is doing something else doesn't mean that you have to switch biases. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to be switching biases on your emotions. And you're going to get stopped out on the long. You're going to get stopped out on the short. Then you're going to go back on the long. And you're going to get stopped out this and that. You should pick one direction and focus on one direction, because if you're looking for both directions, you're going to confuse yourself. Because
I see people do all this time. They're so proud of switching biases. But you know what, man? I'm the rule. There's 2 types of traders. One is reactionary, one that plan the trade. I like to plan my trades. I teach all you guys to plan your trade. The guys are trading reactionary. They would never make the big money. Because if you've done your homework pre-market, you determined this to be a short. Why the fuck are all of a sudden you change your fucking mind? So it doesn't make sense. So now you're already confused. And so if you trade like that, fine, keep trading that. There's nothing wrong with that if that is your style. If your style is just reactionary and scalping and doing that, keep doing that. I used to do that too. But you always have to have the bigger picture in play, because exactly what's going to happen, man. I've lost so much money by switching biases because I think, okay, fuck, they stopped me out. It must be a long. So then I got wiped out. Then the worst thing you do is when you lose, your mental confidence is fucked. The next trade, you're looking to switch the fucking biases back and forth. And so when I look at trading, guys, I don't look at it just as one event I'm doing. Trading for me is a long-term career. I am not, just because I got fucked on one trade doesn't mean I'm going to change the way I fucking trade. Because what's going to happen is you just keep switching biases like this, you're going to be so fucking confused. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're going to be keeping switching back and forth all the time. It makes trading very difficult. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. If you're wrong on the bias, don't trade that bias anymore. Stop trading ASLN. Go another stock. But it's very dangerous to switch biases. I don't see many fucking people, top big traders, do it. You can do it and make money, but that is not the way, in my opinion, for a beginner to do it. A beginner will do it. It will teach you very bad habits. It will teach you that, hey, man, you're wrong all the time and you should switch all the time. No, man. It's like you make the plan, you execute the plan, and it doesn't work out, so be it. Your plan. You stop out, that's your fucking plan. Otherwise, you're making plan on the fly, man. That does not work, guys. Does not work.
It's true. It's true.
And with that, I'm very proud that, Alex did great. And I'm very proud of him because of this, okay? He fucking got fucked on the market stop. Don't worry. The market stop is supposed to help you.
Correct.
Could have went to $10, man. You don't even know.
Exactly. And that's why I'm happy about it too, is that, and also the best part is I covered some when it went in my favor, which made the loss smaller. Had I been stubborn and been overly patient and said this is going to fade all day, then maybe the loss would have been so big that I thought to myself, oh shit, maybe I'm going to fuck it up, this and that. So whenever you are in a trade, don't ever feel like you have to hold all day, or don't ever feel like you have to just wait all day. The secret is that the faster you get out, the better it is, because you are less stressed and you are avoiding the chop. Because the stock tanked around 10:24 in the morning, I knew that I had 6 minutes left based on my rules to get the fuck out. And it washed 6 minutes into the day. So I would be an idiot if I was holding it. And that turned out to be the bottom of the day. Now the stock is bouncing, you know?
So look what would happen, guys. 3 stocks you saw today bounced exactly at 10:30. The low was at 10:30. CANF, 10:30 was the low. 320. It went up to almost $4. CLVS, the low was at 10:30 precisely at $14. The low day was $13.99. It went up to $17 almost. ASLN, the low of day was where he covered at 10:30. This thing walked from 570 to 6 something. So that's a 70-cent move, guys. You guys would have stopped out and lost if you kept on trading this shit. So stick to the discipline, stick to the process. If it doesn't work out this way, fine. I always tell people this, man. If I stick to my plan and I lose, it's okay. You followed your plan. What matter it is? I'm not making my plan on the fly and switching biases and do all this shit. As a new trader, guys, it's very dangerous to do that. I want you to make the plan, execute the plan. So look at the 2 type of traders. I mean, me and Alex are trading pretty much identical. What he does well, which I do not do well, is he's adding right now to the winners and stuff. I just play it simple. I get the fuck out. And so, he's doing hard stops. He's doing trading much better than I am in terms of process, because he doesn't have to have bad habits I have. So you're looking at the old school and the new school. I want you guys to learn the new school, but the old school where I made a mistake is going to help guide you to learn all these rules. And so what happens is this. Today was a very straightforward day for me, guys. Low hangers, all that. I put it up and I fucking walked out. No fucking stress. Alex, he had a stock that fucking did all this crap. And he fucking played it phenomenally. I give credit of this. This is a fucking phenomenal trade. It's because he followed his process. His process says it tanks, take some off. Cushion it. Otherwise, if you did not cushion, he'd feel like shit and he'd fucking lose a lot of money here. And he may have stopped trading.
Yep.
Okay? And so he was confident enough to say, hey, because he didn't lose much. He didn't lose much. If he didn't cover anything here and he kept on adding and broke his process by switching biases, he's
That's game over.
It's fucking smoke, dude. Yeah. And so any questions here? This is a very important trade, guys. That's why I want to call the daily recap today, because there's so many fucking golden nuggets today. You may have to watch this thing 10 times. This is phenomenal. This is one of the best ones we did, Alex. I'm glad that.
I like it, man. I like the video aspect too of both of us being on there.
Any questions, guys?
Now's your chance.
We'll wait a little bit and see any questions, because this is great, man. We have examples of every type of thing. We have Deathline, AKTX Deathline. We have 1030 Zombies. We have low hangers. We have stocks that did the trick. And how do you resolve this? This is the VWAP as well. So Alex did phenomenal. 1030, Alex, fucking great job. He had a plan to cover it and fucking did. Imagine if it went back up here, dude. You'd be so fucking pissed.
Bro, people underestimate how simple this shit could be. If 1030 is our cutoff time, we fucking cut it off at 1030. But long bias traders actually start trading at 1030, man, because they have the edge there too. So don't feel like just because it's 1030 that you have to stop your trading for the entire day. That's just based on my personal statistics, what works for me. But there are long bias people that I get DMs from every single day that say, hey, I'm just waiting for zombie times and I'm putting in my orders, and that's it. That's all they're playing.
VWAP reclaim. Right now, there is no VWAP reclaim on ASLN, so there should be no long bias traders during this time. Make sense? You can enter some of this. This is scary. I wouldn't do this either, man. You covering to save yourself is great. But if I was a long, I can't enter this unless it's, VWAP reclaim. So you can't enter but what makes you think that it'll bounce? The only thing it'll make it bounce is the 1030 rule, but it doesn't have to be. So Alex is in the money, but he's using that 1030 rule to keep the money, not to add more money to it. You see what I'm saying? And so if you're long, guys, don't enter 1030 just because it's 1030 doesn't mean it's this thing is 1032. It kept on going down. Deathline breach, VWAP reclaim. These are the sisters and brothers of the two, one of the best indicator strategies out there. Deathline and VWAP reclaim during zombie hours. You see this? VWAP reclaim during zombie hours. VWAP reclaim during zombie hours. It didn't go up yet. No VWAP reclaim. But once again, using hard stops, you can enter anything you want. You can try it. You can take a stab, a little bit of stab, and try it. Okay. BME looks like VWAP reclaim. Let's take a look at BME. Okay. There we go. Let's see. BME. What's BME at? VWAP is okay. What's up, Flash? I'm seeing happy Thanksgiving, guys. VWAP looks like VWAP reclaim. VWAP is 359. VWAP is 359 right here. So this is why I like to use DOS. DOS will tell me SSR. It will tell me all this information. But whatever broker you're using, you know, should have this information too. So 359 is the. Let's take a look at that real quick. Yep. See, it coincides. I only need to see the VWAP where it is. I'm looking at my lines. The line says 336. That is the resistance. If it broke that resistance, duh. So you see how the lines matches the VWAP. So if you learn the lines, you learn the charts, the technical, and you layer it. I call it layering indicators on top. So lines, pivot lines, resistance lines, support lines, layering with VWAP. And if you want to start using like moving average, that's up to you, man. I don't personally use it, but you can do whatever you need to do. Any questions, guys? The key is I love what Harry said. Harry, I always say, you know, like making money is easy, keeping the money is hard. Harry said it right. Making money is actually hard. Keeping the money is harder. So that might be the better line to use, which is true. But if you keep it in the process, I hate using the word easy. Nothing's fucking easy. But it's simple, guys. If you follow the process, it's fucking simple. The problem is people have FOMO and all this stuff. If you don't have FOMO, someone told me today, hey, about I don't want to mention who. It's like I was drunk. I'm hungover today. I have no FOMO today. I did great. Is it because no wonder you say you like trading when you're drunk because you don't give a damn? But you know it's bad too. I don't suggest anybody trade drunk. The key is to eliminate FOMO however you can. I'm not suggesting you get drunk or do anything like that. Get a tab. Get a trading accountability buddy tab, and that will help you avoid the FOMO, guys. You guys know where to enter. You hold each other's hand. If you must, we have FOMO. Reduce your size significantly. Sometimes just to scratch the itch, I need to get in just 500 shares. You know, 500 shares will make me fucking $100, whatever the fuck it may be, right? But at least it's like $100 is nothing, but at least it's like it scratches the itch a little bit, so it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So do what you need to do to trick your mind and be fucking careful. Use hard stops. It says Cedric asked another question here. If your niche is stocks between 1 and 5, and a stock that's usually trading is more, it happens a lot, guys. I get kind of like a ORMP. If a stock is over, like see, it started under, it started over. The fact that it started under, I am not as scared. If it started over, I'm more scared. So these started under, they conform more. But I always use pre-market data, guys, to base upon my thing. So this stock, man, this fucking dangerous. This is why I do not hold these type of shorts overnight, guys. Let me show you. I don't even know what the float is. I don't remember the float, but it's 14 million. Damn, that's a big float. They did this on a $14 million float. Very fucking impressive. So I just made a rule now, guys. I mean, fuck, man. So let's take a look at this. If you holding this shit overnight and it's actually at support 440 pivot line, you're asking for trouble, man. I need a if I'm holding shit, I need to see a stock that broke down. Okay, because you get. I mean, but man, it's scary times when you have a stock like COD, guys. For last week, that goes from fucking $10, $20, $30 to $100. These are not the times to hold overnight these type of shorts. Get your money, get the fuck out, you know. So you have to see the market conditions that you stay in. COD, man, hit $70 now, take to $50. People are making money. Good for them. Good for them. You know, if someone makes money trading these things, good for them. Never have the coulda, woulda, shoulda. And that's how you die. The makeup trade, the revenge trade, and all that. Stock, you taking serious is the stock halts or the chat room is. I always pick that, but the lines are always the lines. Knowing, so here, let me bring this. This might be the last question, and we'll stop it, guys. I don't want to get too much, but because these, if you take into consideration the stock halts or chat rooms in a stock, do you strictly play lines? I trade the lines no matter what, man. If a chat room is in it and pumping it, it will pump it to the resistance line. That's where I short. I don't deviate from my plan. Knowing who's in the stock helps me to know if it's artificial. If it's artificial, I can have more confidence and maybe have more size. But if it's the natural play, I'm like, whoa, hold on. Maybe there's a big fund behind it, right? But if I know it's a chat room pump and dump, I can have more confidence, which gives me, I can size up more earlier. If you had a news service and caught the phase 3 news, would you be safe to try small? We're gonna replay all this, Jared. I talked about this in main chat. If you go around 8:30 in the main chat, we talk about this in detail. Do we trade live like this? I don't like to really. We do this to educate. I'm not here to pump stocks, so I don't trade live. I don't like to tell people what I'm.
The problem is that if you trade live, no matter what, people are going to copy you and follow you, and then you turn into everyone else, which we don't want to do. We want to be able to teach you guys how to fish rather than handing you fucking email, voice alerts, all that bullshit, because that's what you're never going to learn.
Yeah, Jay, we talked about detail, all that. So we're going to replay real soon. If my ideas on that, or we're in pre-market as well. But yeah, man. So the new guys, welcome aboard, guys. Thanks for the day recap. A couple of things. Once again, I'm gonna leave it with this, guys. We're doing unadvertised Black Friday sale, guys. Unadvertised Black Friday sale. If you guys want to upgrade and stuff, talk to Tosh. Okay, guys.
Also, I don't know if we mentioned it, Pal, because I was cooking, but we're starting those Trader Clinic webinars this month. So
yeah, you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah. So what we want to do is, because the lifetime members are the ones that are attending all the daily recaps and all of Austin's webinars and answering most questions and this and that, we want to kind of find a way to give back to them and reward them. So what we're doing is so Tosh just moved to Arizona. So when he gets all settled in, we are going to be doing these Trader Clinic webinars, which is going to be once a month, 1 to 2 hour webinars where me and Tosh are going to critique the lifetime members trading. We're going to help them improve, come with any questions that you want. So this is going to be exclusive for lifetime members only. They get to watch it live and participate live. And we are going to make it so that the annual members get to watch the replay as well. So, I mean, this is something that no one else is really doing. It's going to be a smaller kind of group mentoring type of environment. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to start.
So once a month, Alex and Tosh is going to, maybe I'll pop into to do Trader Clinic, man. Look at your trades, see what's going on. It's pretty much mentoring. That's what we want to do. We're going to start doing more mentoring. We have a lot of great things planned for our members this year. So,
look, like you just say, like, everyone's here participating. Look, J1972, Zev, Dino, DK Sniper, Cedric, all the lifetime members are always the ones attending these things. And that's because they are the most dedicated. Those are the ones that are putting in the most work. So we want to reward those people. So again, you could just see it's all the lifetime members are participating. That should motivate you to, work harder and get there as well,
Yep. And that's why we're doing the unadvertised. So I We don't need to start posting all this stuff. Hit up Tosh once again, guys. That's enough of that. But I want to talk about this condom thing. It's funny. So Woody is our tab guy, tab manager. So guys, if you don't have a tab, hit up Woody. Woody's very nice enough to help us set up the tab program. And so he's going to help you pick the tab. And he said, sorry for wearing a condom. Check out the phase 2 on here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what he did, but he put a condom on something. So basically knowing that heart stops, he put a heart stop on, right?
Yep. That's it, pal. I think that was a good recap.
Cool, guys. I'll see you guys back in the room, man. I want to exercise. Should I go exercise? Should I do an IG live?
You should. Just walk outside, get some air. I would get some air too, but fucking look at this shit, man. God damn it.
Sounds good, guys. I'll see you guys later. I'm done for the day, guys. I will see you guys maybe later on in after hours. I'm just going to exercise and do what I'm going to do. Thanks, guys. We're going to put this up. And have a great day.
Later.